No doubt. You mentioned no shortage of elite prospects. One we are monitoring today. We actually have him committing on our air. Matt Sieg. For the fans at home who only tune in on National Signing Day, of course, you should follow us all year long on 24/7 Sports with that promo code. What makes him so special?
He's a 24/7 Sports OKG, our kind of guy. Small school superhero, right? He has rewritten record books in the WPIAL, broke Tyler Boyd's all-time touchdown record there, also broke some records set by Tyler Boyd, another high school quarterback, but he projects best as a split safety. You see the instincts, you see the aggression, the athleticism. He can fill the alley, he can trigger, he can jump in front of passes. Reminds me a lot of Dan Jackson, who was a cheat code for Georgia, now with the Detroit Lions. And Dan Jackson, another guy that played quarterback in high school. I think Coy Parrish at Minnesota is another guy that comes to mind. I think the world of this kid, just a really good football player, a guy that has a hair on fire, win at all costs type of mentality. And in this day and age, you need these type of individuals.
I mean, no doubt about it. You look at the sport for there was like a 4 or 5 year period where RPOs just absolutely killed defenses in college. And you saw some of these schools when we welcome Matt, obviously, right now, really excited to have him join us. Having these kind of hybrid players who you could play split field coverages and still, keep the guys back, but play a 4-down look and be able to defeat the RPOs. That's why you see scoring down in the sport now, because more schools are using these versatile hybrid players like Matt Sieg. Matt, we're so happy to have you on our air, man. How you been?
Appreciate you guys. I'm doing well.
Matt, I got to ask, man, still committed to Penn State. You're looking at Indiana, Notre Dame, Pittsburgh, a handful of others. But how does it feel to finally be here on signing day?
It's crazy. It's been a long, stressful process, and a lot has changed in the past few months. But we're here and we're ready.
As you were kind of going through the pros and cons, looking at these schools, what were you looking for when trying to find your future home?
Just a place where I'm going to get developed. I'm going to have good relationships with the coaches and staff, and a place my family is going to be comfortable sending me to.
We got the scouting report from our director of scouting, Andrew Ivins, but give me a little self-scout. What are you bringing to this school, both as a player but also as a person?
I'm bringing a hard work mentality. I'm going to be able to be successful on both sides of the ball, a lot of speed, and a good leader.
Matt, you got a big moment here. It's here. Tell everybody where you're continuing your academic and athletic career.
Yes, sir. I just want to take time first to thank God. Obviously, without him, none of us would be in the place we are today. I want to thank my family, for supporting me along this long ride, and it's been crazy. But I want to thank my coaches, my teammates for being by my side, and just helping me along this journey as well. I want to thank also Mr. Edwards for a lot of support throughout this process too, a lot of guidance. With that being said, for the next 3 to 4 years, I'll be taking my talents to West Virginia.
Whoa! Wow, West Virginia,
we got an
right
upset here, folks.
Big time upset. Now, West Virginia has been making a huge push on the recruiting trail. Matt, what was it about the Mountaineers that helped them get you over the finish line there?
It was just as it came close to the deadline, a big thing for me was staying kind of close to home. Family is really important to me. Having that support close by from my family and friends and grandparents and everything. I just realized that they provided me a great opportunity, to have that, be at a great school and play both sides of the ball. Also, something I was looking for. I'm excited.
Matt, I want to give a little context here. You and I spoke a couple weeks ago. You let me know you were going to take the official visit at the end of the month to West Virginia. Then you let me know that you canceled it. Then you hit me up last night and you say, hey, I got some news and I'm going to West Virginia. Just kind of what was this last 24 hours like for you as you were trimming things down? Because it really looked like it was going to be Virginia Tech or Pittsburgh for you, at least last night.
It's been a crazy last couple of days, last couple 24 hours. Like I said, it was just as I really thought about things, a great opportunity and being close and just a lot of excitement. They're building something really special down there, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
Matt, obviously, Coach Rich Rodriguez has a great history of taking guys and putting them in a nice position to succeed on offense, even if they're not a full-time offensive player. With Travis Hunter, got to ask you now, Like, are there plans to play you two ways for the Mountaineers?
Yes, sir, most definitely.
What does that role look like for you?
I'm gonna start off at safety. But once I master that, I get a good feel in the system. They're gonna use me on offense as well, and playing both ways has always been a dream of mine, and that's something I feel like having the ball in my hands is a big part of my game too, and I think I can do special things with that. So the opportunity to play both is really cool for me, and ultimately that was really big in this.
Matt, thanks so much for deciding to make your commitment live with us at 24/7 Sports. Congrats on a great record-setting high school career, and best of luck to you at West Virginia.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
West Virginia started the season, so we go back to September or August. They were 45th in the rankings. They were 32nd until a couple minutes ago. Looks like it's going to be the highest-ranked recruiting class of all time for the Mountaineers, at least in the 24/7 Sports era. I love this group, guys. They get Kevin Brown, offensive tackle. He was committed to Penn State. A lot of people thought, hey, maybe ends up where James Franklin does, but no, Dad played for the Mountaineers. Now he's headed to Morgantown. Jyrone Hewley, a quarterback out of South Florida. We list him as an athlete, but this is a guy that can run, and a Rich Rodriguez offense has a little Pat White to him. So this is an impressive group. And Tom, I don't think they're done, correct? There's a few other guys out here they're making some noise with.
There's some movement there. There's some chatter about Deron Parks potentially, flipping. West Virginia's kind of in it, kind of out of it, but I think my gut kind of says that he's going to end up at UNC. At least that's what I was told initially. But
Jaden Ricketts, the wide receiver,
that's
committed
another
to
one,
Ohio State.
Especially with everything with Ohio State and Brian Hartline moving. We thought Ricketts would have been out of the class a long time ago, and here he is still committed publicly to Ohio State. So again, really, I always want to echo it. Like, really good class headed to West Virginia. Cameron Mallory, defensive lineman, a 3-star guy I've seen in person down in Moody, Alabama. Just a really, really good group. But again, Matt Sieg, that is the icing on the cake. Huge win for the Mountaineers.
I told you the Coy Parrots comp. I mean, Coy's played a little bit of
biggest
offense.
Coy Parrots fan I've ever met.
A little offense for
Punt
Minnesota
returner.
this year.
Yeah.
I mean, Matt can certainly do the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, so, like, Penn State's misfortune is obviously West Virginia's fortune, Virginia Tech's fortune. Like, it feels like you got a couple schools that are really kind of benefiting from Penn State, firing James Franklin and botching their coaching search as they have so far. Like, if they don't get this right, could you see like the Hokies and the Mountaineers continue to feast on what is a tremendous 2027 class as well coming up?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a golden era in the state of Pennsylvania. That's why, to me, we touched on it a little bit earlier. Penn State's decision to part ways with James Franklin and the fact that they haven't named someone new. Not only are you hurting yourself in the class of 2026, but the class of 2027 and beyond. Tom, Bud, you guys know this better than anyone else. Recruiting is so accelerated. It's the relationships. It's getting the kids on campus. And yes, the compensation, the contracts, that is the deciding factor ultimately at the end, but you still have to recruit these guys. Yeah. You still got to get them on campus. You still have to show them, hey, we are going to play you on both sides of the ball. We have this vision for you. And right now, I mean, Penn State, it's like, okay, again, where are they, 150th in the rankings right now?
That might be giving them credit. But you bring up the money. In the end, a lot of these schools are just going to equal each other out. Like, I know when he picked West Virginia, I know there was other schools that upped their offer for him financially. So, again, he's not necessarily going to pick, they gave me, $10,000 more, $20,000 more. That stuff's not going to matter in the end. They still need to find the best fit that's going to get him to the next level. So,
well, you brought this up last. He hasn't visited West Virginia in over 2 years.
I asked him when we were making his graphic. I said, "Can you please send me something from a visit?" He's like, "I haven't been there in 2 years, but I have these photos." So, it's just wild, man.
People in our live chat are asking, like how much did he get? What is a typical player who's rated this way? Like, what does it take to get him type thing?
I mean, look, I think we're just kind of guessing at this point, but for a kid of his caliber and a school that can throw some money around, I mean, I think he could be a $500,000 kid.
In year one.
Yeah. And there's guys, and honestly, that could be low for some guys, similar top 100 kind of ranking. And again, you may know more, but I mean, quarterback, edge rusher, offensive tackle, prime positions. But again, they're all making a ton at this point.
Well, I'll say this. Spent some time this summer with a lot of GMs for college football playoff contenders, a lot of staff personnel, guys I respect out there. Look, no one knows. It's very difficult to separate fact from fiction. You can't get on a website and we see everyone's salary caps. Some of these deals are 6 month structured. Some of them are 12. Some of them are 24. Everyone kind of has a different operation here or a different plan, or they're all trying to figure it out. And, I mentioned windows, right? Windows. If you know you have a window, you can push everything in. To me, my perspective, West Virginia is clearly gearing up, right? Hey, we're going to go heavy on the high school here. They also got some junior college kids in there, which I think is very, very important because you don't want to have to rely on the transfer portal to be where you get your depth additions, right? The transfer portal, we don't really know what it's going to look like. We know it's going to be crazy, but you don't know how many defensive tackles are going to be in there. So to me, that recruiting class, the JUCOs, just the depth of it. This is a foundational type of group. It's just like what Lincoln Riley is doing out at USC. It's approaching, 40 commits, Tom? It's up to 35,
yes.
36. These monster classes, you can't sign them back to back to back, but you can take one once every 4 years.